Hello and welcome to a very sweaty Malaysia. It's the end of the flyaways here and we are ready to sum up all the action from today. I'm here with Simon Crafar and Matt Burt as we take you through what happened in MotoGP today, where Marc Marquez was victorious from Alex Rins and Johann Zarco, but that does not tell the whole story because he had a great battle with Valentino Rossi, who sadly fell in the race. I'm going to start though with Moto3 and Moto2 because we're crowned champions, so I want a brief word from you guys on that. It would be rude not to. I'm going to start with Moto3. Jorge Martin today, Simon, crowned world champion. A great ride. If you're going to win a championship, do it by taking the top step, and that's exactly what he did.
If you're talking about just today's race, he showed his class, didn't he? You know, like from 4 laps to go, he put the hammer down and broke everyone. No one could go with him, and he won, like you said, how you'd want to win if you're winning a world championship. But looking over the year, everyone had so many opportunities. You know, the main 2 guys had bad luck, got taken out. They also made mistakes themselves, and they also had brilliant rides. You know, and it evened up pretty much at the end. But the point that made Jorge win was that digging deep when he had that injury and riding to 4th position, you know, like a week after having an operation on his wrist. And without that, he wouldn't have won. And to me, that shows Jorge's class and determination. Absolutely brilliant.
Many congratulations to Jorge Martin, a deserving champion. And Pecco Bagnaia, it was probably going to happen today. It did happen today. No one can deny that he is the deserved champion of this class.
Absolutely, Steve, richly deserved. It's been a combination of the best rider on the best motorcycle all season long. What he's married this season has been brilliant speed, brilliant consistency, scored points in every Grand Prix. He's limited the damage when he needs to. The turning point of the championship for me, Steve, was post-Brno. He left the Czech Republic 2 points adrift to Miguel Oliveira. That stage of the season, the KTM was coming on real strong. Since then, Pecco Bagnaia has just strung together some fantastic races. He's a richly deserved world champion. You can see why he's part of that rich stable of talent, the VR46 Academy. Can't wait to see him in MotoGP next year. On a Ducati, I think he's going to be awesome next year in MotoGP. What a great day as well for the Sky VR46 project, with Luca Marini taking the victory for the first time in his career, and Pecco Bagnaia, the Moto2 world champion. It really doesn't get any better than that, does it, for the VR46 Academy guys?
Perfect day for those guys. Congratulations to them. Right, MotoGP. I'm going to go back to front. Dovizioso, not the weekend Ducati would have wanted, and Maverick Vinales, unfortunately, qualifying cost him. He wasn't able to be in podium contention. Matt, I'll start with you on this though. I'm going to go for the 3 that are on the podium. We'll start off with this battle between Johann Zarco and Alex Rins. Good to see Alex Rins on the podium again. Suzuki's climb through the ranks continues, and Zarco's back on the podium again for the first time since a wreck.
Yeah, long time since we've seen Johann Zarco on the podium. The key to his race was the start. Pretty fortunate yesterday to inherit pole position, but he took full advantage of it. He qualified on the front row, of course. The first few laps, Valentino Rossi set an electrifying pace, real consistent. That dragged Johann Zarco with him as well. Zarco actually said, if it wasn't for Rossi's pace in the first half, not sure he would have been able to fought on the podium, but he hung right in there, just ran out of rear grip in those last 4 laps, let Alex Rins come back to him, but brilliant for Zarco. Of course, it's winding down his career with Tech 3 and Yamaha, almost the perfect way for him to sign off. And crucially, of course, he's now the lead rider in the Independent Team Championship. A bad day at the office with Danilo Petrucci, Cal Crutchlow sidelined through injury, and Johann Zarco, let's not forget, Stig, last year in Valencia, he led pretty much every single lap, apart from the last one when Danny Pedrosa mugged him on that final lap. So he's strong in Valencia as well, so I fancy now Zarco to get the job done in that independent team rider battle.
Well, Zarco and Rins are now equal on points in the championship as well. A good ride from both.
Yes, it was only 2 after the flags ago that I put my wish out there for the end of the season, and that was to have the Yamahas and the Suzukis up there having a battle with. We'd seen so many Honda and Ducati dominated races, and look at what we've got. We've got all 4 manufacturers ready to win now, haven't we? You know, we really have, and to me, that's the best thing about it's the best thing I've taken away from this weekend.
Well, on to the winner, Marc Marquez, but of course the battle with Valentino Rossi. I say battle, there wasn't a battle. Valentino Rossi led for so long, just about as good as we've seen Valentino for a long time. Precision, the lap times were impeccable. I just caught up with Lynn Jarvis. He said that they're so impressed. They're absolutely gutted that this victory has been taken away. 5 laps to go. Rossi looked like he might just be in it, but Marquez put some pressure on. A brilliant race in so many ways tactically?
I think there's so many fans around the world, Steve, that are pretty gutted right now. We all thought Valentino Rossi was going to take that first victory since the Dutch TT in Assen. What a week it would have been for the factory Yamaha team on the back of Mavericks winning Phillip Island last weekend. The best I've seen Rossi actually ride all season long. He looked like it was vintage Valentino, wasn't it, in many respects? His pace, his rhythm, in really testing conditions. It was the hottest part of the day with the race brought forward to 1 o'clock. Real hard going out there. He was on the limit. He knew Marc Marquez was coming. The gap had come down from 1.2 seconds to 0.6 of a second in 2 or 3 laps. As soon as Marc got that 0.6 of a second gap, Valentino knew he was coming. He was pushed into the mistake, wasn't it? It was a very, very tiny mistake. You could argue the punishment didn't really fit the crime, but that extra lean angle, he just had that rear step out from underneath him. The foot peg caught in the ground, lifted the front end up. So similar, almost a carbon copy of his crash that cost him the victory against Vinales in Le Mans last year at the French Grand Prix. But fantastic for the sport, fantastic for the show to see Valentino up there. But I've got to say, I do feel a little bit cheated. I thought we're in for another classic here, 2015 all over again, but not to be, unfortunately.
Marc Marquez said in the press conference, Simon, that if he was still fighting for a championship, his position today would be 3rd or 4th. The motivation was there to beat Valentino, and he was pushed all the way.
You said it exactly, because Marc Marquez is phenomenal, isn't he? On every aspect of riding, you know, and winning, he's unbelievable. But for me to see a guy who, in Valentino, who is closer to my age than Marc's, go, like, push Marc, as Marc said, to the absolute limit, you know, to the absolute limit. And I feel absolutely robbed that we didn't see it go down to the last lap. But you can't, I mean, I'm super impressed with how Vali's riding. It's great to see him back and the Yamaha back. But in the end, Marc got the job done, so hats off to Marc.
Marc the Master has done it once more. That's all we've got time for before we get rained on here in Malaysia, and we're all desperate now to get home before we go to Valencia. It's an interesting one, actually, in terms of the championship, because 2nd is wrapped up. Dovizioso's got that, but for 3rd, 2 points between the 2 Yamaha riders, so it will be Vinales versus Rossi in Valencia. Marc Marquez wins in Malaysia, though. That's it from us here in Malaysia. Thanks for joining us over the last 3 weeks. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you in Spain.
Rossi has gone down at turn number 1. A disaster for the Doctor, unbelievable. It's job done here in Malaysia. Marc Marquez claims his 70th win. It's Marc's Malaysia.